Hey everyone, and welcome to Love Dogs. Today we're going to talk about something that is, well, it's one of the most important things we can do for our dogs, learning to see what they just can't tell us. We're going to uncover those silent signs that your best friend might be in pain and crying out for your help. It's just a heartbreaking truth. Dogs are absolute masters at hiding their pain, and it's not like they're trying to be difficult or stubborn. It's a deep, primal instinct. Think about it. Back in the wild, showing any kind of weakness meant you were the next target for a predator. So they learned to put on a brave face to protect themselves and their pack. They're just waiting, hoping that you'll notice. So as we go through all of these signs, I want you to keep your own best friend in your mind. Go ahead and drop their name in the comments below. Let's honor them today by learning how to finally understand their silent language. All right, let's start with Section 1, Misinterpreted Behavioral Shifts. Okay, so let's jump right in with behaviors that are so easy to get wrong. The things we just blame on old age or think, oh, he's just being grumpy today, when it could be the first whisper of a much bigger problem. Okay, this first one, man, it can really sting. For years, your dog has been your little shadow, right? Sleeping at the foot of your bed. And then suddenly, they start sleeping down the hall or in a totally different room. It is so easy to take that personally and think, what did I do? Is he mad at me? But here's what's really going on, and it's incredible. This behavior isn't rejection, it's protection. When a dog feels weak or sick, that ancient survival instinct kicks right in. They go off by themselves because, in their mind, they're protecting you, their family, from any predator that might be drawn to their weakness. It's this tragic but really noble act that's all about love. Here's another one that can be so confusing. Your dog suddenly seems to be giving you the cold shoulder. You call their name? Nothing. This is the dog that used to come flying at the sound of a cheese wrapper, and now he just stares into space. Look, chances are it's not personal. He's probably not ignoring you. He literally might not be able to hear you. Here's a simple test. When he's not looking, clap your hands loudly behind his head. If there's not even a twitch of an ear, he's living in a quiet world. Now, this is super important. While losing hearing gradually is pretty normal for older dogs, if it happens overnight, if your dog could hear just fine yesterday and is deaf today, that is a real emergency. It could be a sign of something very serious like a brain tumor or even a stroke. That is a drop everything and get to the vet situation. This one just breaks my heart. That happy dance when you walk through the door, it's the best part of the day, right? So when that just stops, the silence is just deafening. Maybe they just stay on their bed and give you a little thump, thump, thump of their tail. Trust me, they want to jump up and greet you more than anything. But the pain of just getting up, it's just too much. It could be arthritis or even something more serious like heart failure. All right, moving on to Section 2, Decoding your dog's language. Okay, so now let's talk about the ways our dogs try to talk to us without words, of course. These are their attempts to show you something is wrong in the only language they have. Oof, this one can really feel like a rejection, can't it? You reach down to give your dog a good scratch, and they just flinch away. But you have to understand, this has nothing to do with how much they love you. It's because they're anticipating pain. They're guarding a sore spot. Maybe it's their back or their neck or their belly. Here's one that most people get wrong. We see a yawn, we think, oh, someone's sleepy. But get this, in dog language, a yawn when they're not tired is a classic calming signal. It's something they do to try and soothe themselves when they're feeling stressed or anxious or when they're in physical pain. It's often a clue that something is wrong inside, like nausea or a bad tummy ache. Okay, this next one can be really scary and just confusing. A family member your dog has adored for years comes to visit, and your dog starts growling like they're a complete stranger. This isn't your dog suddenly turning mean. It could be something called canine cognitive dysfunction, basically doggy dementia, or it could be a brain tumor that's messing with their ability to recognize people. Their own world is becoming confusing and frightening to them. Okay, let's get into Section 3, Disrupted Daily Routines. So the next few signs are the ones that are hiding in plain sight. They're these tiny little changes to your dog's everyday habits that you might not even notice at first until you really look. Picture this. It's evening, time to settle in and watch some TV. Your dog has always hopped right up on the couch with you. But now, what happens now? Does he just stand there, hesitate, maybe look up at you and let out a little whimper? He's telling you something. He remembers that the last time he tried to make that jump, it hurt. That's a huge clue for pain in his hips, his knees, or his spine. I hear this one all the time. Oh, my dog is just so spoiled now. He'll only eat if I hand feed him. But let's really think about what's happening. For them to eat from a bowl on the floor, they have to lower their neck and put all their weight forward. Now imagine doing that with a pinched nerve or with painful arthritis in your shoulders or back. It would be excruciating. It's not about being spoiled. It's about avoiding pain. Okay, now for what I call the ultimate red flag, the panic button. Most of our dogs are basically walking stomachs, right? Even when they're not feeling great, they'll usually still eat. But if you offer your dog their absolute favorite, can't live without it treat, I'm talking a piece of steak or cheese, and they turn their head away, you need to pay attention. That means their pain or nausea is so bad, it has completely shut down their most basic instinct to eat. That's serious. All right, let's move into Section 4, Urgent Physical Red Flags. Okay, we need to get serious for a minute. The signs we're about to talk about are not subtle. These are physical red flags, and they are emergencies. If you ever find your dog standing in a corner, just pressing their head against the wall, this is not some weird quirk. This is called head pressing, and it is a major sign of severe neurological problems. The pressure inside their head, maybe from a tumor or some kind of poisoning, is so intense that they are trying to push against it for relief. This is a life or death emergency. Get to a vet immediately. And you might see this right along with head pressing, circling, just walking in circles, usually always in the same direction. This is a classic sign of a brain that is misfiring. Something like a stroke or a tumor is affecting one side, causing their body to drift. The tighter the circle, usually the worse the problem. Again, time is absolutely critical here. This one can seem kind of subtle at first. You might just think they're being clumsy, but think about it. Your dog knows your house inside and out. So if they start tripping over their own feet on a perfectly flat floor, or you start to hear the sound of their nails dragging, that's a huge warning sign. There's a disconnect happening between their brain and their feet, often caused by spinal issues or degenerative diseases. Okay, we all know dogs pant when they're hot or after a good run. But what if they're just lying there in a cool room, breathing through their mouth? That could mean they're in a respiratory crisis. Lift their lip right now. What do you see? Their gums should be a nice, healthy bubblegum pink. If they look pale, almost white, or worse, if they're blue or purple, they're not getting enough oxygen. They're suffocating. Get help now. And then there's this, the most direct and honestly the most haunting signal of all. Your dog comes and sits right in front of you. They look you directly in the eye, and they let out this soft, low whine. It's not a bark for food. It's not a whine to go outside. It's a quiet, soft sound, and it's aimed right at you. They are saying, plain as day, I hurt. Please fix it. They are trusting you to be their hero. So, after all of this, what's our job? What's our mission as their person? It's to become a detective for them. It means watching for those tiny, subtle shifts in their daily life. It means listening to the silences, noticing when a happy little habit suddenly disappears. And maybe most importantly, it means trusting that little voice in your gut that tells you something just isn't right, and then being their strongest advocate when you speak to the vet. You know, our dogs give us their whole world, don't they? Their absolute, unconditional love and loyalty. All they really ask for in return is for us to watch over them. So I want to ask you, after hearing all of this, what's one tiny thing you're going to start doing today to watch our dog a little closer? Let us know down in the comments. And hey, if this helped you, please hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Love Dogs, because being in the know is the very first step to helping them heal.